Friends. So today, first thing you'll notice is I'm sporting my new progressive bifocals because I am now old. Yesterday, I turned 42, the answer to the universe, according to Hitchhiker's Guide. So, fun news. My fiance actually turned 42 the day before me because he's exactly one day older than me, which is pretty cool. So today we're going to be talking about Chance, and I'm sporting these glasses because I have a special treat for all my awesome super fans out there. So before I get started on just talking about Chance, there was a couple questions that Joanne posted, and one of them was about the effects from Cohen's blood and if they were going to last. So in order to answer that question, a little bit later, I am going to read a nice little excerpt from book 3. So you get a tiny little taste. Thank you, Joanne and Sierra. Thank you for all your awesome support. I do love the glasses. I call them my old lady glasses just because they're bifocals, but they are actually pretty cute. So I'll start with a little bit about Chance, especially for people that don't know about him. So Chance Deveraux, which is how you pronounce his last name, he was raised in southern Louisiana, Cajun country. Um, he survived a violent car crash that claimed the life of both of his parents. Something that's hinted about in book 1. I'm not sure if I really address it again in book 2 or not. It's been a while since I've read book 2, but his parents were less than awesome. They were pretty abusive, actually. So not a great childhood. He was 6 when the car accident happened. So from then, he spent the next 11 years bouncing around to various group homes in the system. So a lot of trust issues, a lot of abandonment issues. Yay. And then he landed in a children's hospital, diagnosed with thalassemia. Um, in actuality, he's a half-blood vampire. That's one of the things I explain in my books too, is that since vampires are born and not made, there are different levels of vampire blood in your heritage. So in his case, he had, like, his father was, a half-blood, pretty removed. And for all intents and purposes, as far as he knows, anyways, his mother was just human. So he's actually less vampire than his father was. Just normal hereditary stuff. So when he was 17, after falling through the cracks in this hospital, Gregor found him. So one of Gregor's big things that he does, kind of as a penance, I guess you would say, if you've read book 1 and you know his story, his sordid past, is that he tries to find half-bloods that have fallen through their safety nets. Especially kids that are orphaned and things like that may have no idea. Because if he just leaves them to the system, one, someone might discover exactly what the difference is, and two, they're not going to be able to come to grips. They may not survive. They can be diagnosed incorrectly and treated incorrectly. A lot of the lower half bloods are diagnosed with simple things like iron deficiencies or anemia, and the treatments for that can be deadly because iron doesn't really leave your system very easily. So too much iron can kill you. So I mean, it's kind of important. That's his crusade, is to find the stragglers and save them. In Chance's case, he kind of really took to him. I think it was something about his kind of tortured past that made Gregor almost kind of adopt him. So he started working for him when he was 17, running errands and things like that. Gregor helped him get through college and then wound up hiring him to run security for him, personal security. So in book 1, you don't really get the sense of it. It's more in book 2 that, Chance is not just a beefy bodyguard. I mean, he's beefy, of course, but he's not just a bodyguard. He's head of security for Gregor's business. So he knows a lot about security systems, protocols, all kinds of stuff, more than just, I am here to defend you, period. So he's a lot smarter than people give him credit in book one. You see more of it in book two, which I really do like. He consults more on the whole robbery and stuff like that, which is really cool. You get to see his nerd out moment. So pretty much from the time that he met Lilith, he's kind of just been infatuated with her. Gregor put a stop to that. He said, "Absolutely not. I will ship you off to the farthest regions of nowhere, and you will die." So he kind of let that go and focused on his job, his work. He also trains like underprivileged kids in the city in a karate dojo, which does come up a couple times in the books, and then is featured almost a little bit in book three, which is pretty cool. There's a nice little scene in there in the actual dojo, which is a real place because I look up locations. So like when I was writing Chance, I didn't have a particular actor in mind for this. I knew I wanted him to be really tall, like 6'3", but kind of like a swimmer's build, not overly muscular, not the Rock type of thing. Um, it was more of a personality that I had for him because he's very, even though he's that big, when he wants to be, he's very unassuming and witty and charming. But when he wants to go into full business mode, you know it. And it's scary. I would not mess with him. No. So I did have like a few actors and stuff that I toyed around with. I talked about that the other day when I was doing one, but he's very macho. He's very tough. He has this wall. He does not like to talk about his past. Does not. It's instantly slams down. And as Gregor mentions in book one too, is like if he doesn't want you to know something, he won't tell you. It doesn't matter how much you push him. Like Zillah thought that she just pushed him and pushed him and pushed him, and he finally just told her about stuff. No, he already wanted to tell her, but anger made it easier, and that's the way Chance is. Like anger always makes things easier for him to get out. Joanne says she's always pictured Chance as Eric from True Blood. That's funny because Cohen is based on Eric from True Blood, not Chance, but Cohen. If anyone from True Blood, it would almost kind of be Alcide, a little, not a lot, a little, because Alcide was, he never really went after what he wanted. Like it really irritated the piss out of me. Like his character could have been so great, but he just let people walk all over him all the time. And then when he did stand up for himself, he was like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" Like, no. Yeah, this is the reason I'm not a big Superman fan. Original Superman movies, loved them. Christopher Reeve, great. The newer ones, not so much. I just can't stand the character because all he does is mope and whine about, "Oh my God, it's so difficult to be me." I'm like, just get over it. Do something else. Spin me a new story. Maybe it was watching all those seasons of Smallville. Maybe that was it. But, I mean, it was constantly, should I tell her? Should I not tell her? Should I tell her? Should I not tell her? I'm like, just make a decision and shut up. Oh my goodness. So I try to make Chance more decisive. And he has a difficult time talking about stuff. Especially when it comes to anything emotional. Like he's not used to relationships, and that's kind of the funny thing is in order to not think about her all the time, he just kind of like continued a regimen of one night stands and short-term 2-day relationships, things like that. And she always kind of poked fun at him about that, and she's kind of mean actually if you think about it, but she didn't know. She had no idea. And in a way, they're kind of similar in the fact that she had a traumatic thing happen to her in the past, which you do learn about in book 3 teaser. So for her to get over that, she kind of did the same thing. She just little stupid relationships that didn't matter and things like that. She never really took anything seriously, and she just worked all the time. She had Alvarez and his wife and their kids and stuff kind of as her like little family, and there's Gregor, but Chance was never part of that. He was just background scenery. Like, he went everywhere Gregor went. So he was just kind of part of the package when she went to hang out with her dad. He was just kind of there. So he watched her grow up the whole time. Um, and she just didn't really notice him. It's kind of weird how you wouldn't notice a 6'3", absolutely drop dead gorgeous Cajun. Like, okay. So, um, he's kind of like what I've always wanted to see in a movie, like my perfect guy, I guess. Which is it is kind of funny because Eric is a lot of him, and I started writing all this well before Eric came along, so he kind of just fits it. But he's kind of like the brusque asshole to everyone else except for her. Like, he has this tender little underbelly that only she gets to see, which is great. Like, it's a lot of fun. So let me see here. I guess I'll read you guys my little excerpt from book 3. You guys excited? You get a little taste. It is a little taste. It's only like a little over a page. Book page, anyway. All right, so here we go. So, excerpt from book 3, The Lotus Tree. This happens in, I want to say it's chapter 7. It's about page 100. So, 102, actually. The question that Joanne asked was about Chance, and if the effects from Cohen's blood, like him being able to sense emotions and draw from them and stuff like Lilith did, if that continues, or if it's permanent or temporary, if it fades away, what's going on. So this is how you learn about it in book 3. Lilith couldn't take any more. This had to happen, or they'd never be able to work together. She turned in her seat to see Cohen slumped into the far corner. Chance still has the side effects. Lily, Chance growled, which could be incredibly hot or intimidating in the right context. Either way, it wasn't enough of a deterrent to stop her. No, we need to clear the air. I'm tired of everyone running around and keeping crap to themselves because they think it's noble, myself included. Besides, he may be able to help. She returned her attention to Cohen, who already looked worried. She hesitated for a moment. What if she was wrong? What if Cohen turned Chance over to the council? No, she couldn't bring herself to believe that anymore, and they needed answers. He still has side effects. With a bone-weary sigh, Chance chimed in, still as brightly potent and annoying as day one. He stared Cohen down in the rearview mirror. I pick up everyone's emotions. A faint blush crept over Cohen's lightly scarred cheeks, something that seemed so uncharacteristic, she thought she must have imagined it. Yeah, I see. Cohen cleared his throat and pulled nervously at his navy tie. What about healing? Well, I haven't been shot in the chest lately, but bruises and scratches tend to disappear pretty damn quick. Chance glanced up at the rearview mirror again, watching as the man in the back frowned, deep in thought. Huh. Maybe it takes a lot longer to leave your system since you're a half-blood, or, a very clear warning echoed in Chance's voice. Or the effects may be permanent. Cohen appeared less than pleased with the prospect, and he wasn't the only one. Permanent how? Cohen flashed Lilith an expression which clearly said she'd asked a dumb question. Permanent, perpetual, everlasting, as long as he lives. Stop me when the definition sinks in. If he's still healing quickly, he could live a very long time. Perhaps even longer than you, assuming he doesn't manage to get himself killed. Occupational hazards and all. You have to admit, keeping you in one piece isn't an easy job. She fell backward in her seat, eyes slowly drifting to the windshield as she mulled over his words. Chance might outlive her, if feeling everyone else's emotions constantly didn't drive him insane first. Like learning to speak a second language, beginning in childhood provided Cohen a hefty advantage to controlling and utilizing those gifts. With Chance starting in his 30s, adapting would not be easy. She turned toward the driver's side, watching the conflicting feelings fluctuate. All this time, Chance had been struggling. She simply didn't realize why, because she buried herself in pity and remorse. In a sense, she failed him too. Chance kept his eyes on the road, fingers gripping the wheel, so tight his knuckles turned stark white. She wished she could trade places and know what he felt. That's my little excerpt from book 3. Which I actually wrote a while back. I went through it today and edited it without my software actually, but I kind of remember the rules now, so it's nice and freshly cleaned for you guys too. So hopefully that's a nice little teaser that you enjoy. The scene is longer, but if I there's a big chunk of conversation that happens between this and the other comments that Cohen makes that are kind of snide. So I didn't want to give too much away about book 3 because it's a lot of plot stuff in between those parts. So, but you know, if we keep getting followers, I'm up to 457 followers. So if we hit 500 followers, I will read another excerpt to you guys from the book. Maybe even, I don't know, a whole chapter. Who knows? So we'll get the feelers out there and get people following. And it'll be really cool, I think. I can't wait for book in hand. Oh God, me too. This is such a long journey. I'm just going to be happy when I'm done with book 1 and I editing it anyways, and can put it back out there because I've had a lot of interest, and my publisher actually had the one that went out of business, by the way, had 2 copies left on Amazon that were clearance for like 5 something. I'm pretty sure someone picked one of them up already, but the other one may be lingering out there. I don't know. So as soon as I finish edits, I will get with Chris. We'll redo the cover. It's not going to be a big redo. I've already talked to him about the cover. I'm going to do like the red border thing. It'll be really cool. I'm excited for it. Maybe put the Courtney Love or Courtney Hope quote on the back. It'd be really cool. So as far as where I'm at right now, so I posted recently that I just finished up edits. Which chapter was this? I'm gonna see which chapter I'm on now. I think I'm on 17 or 18. Oh wait, 17. I'm almost done putting in the edits for chapter 17. I've been hard at work. So as soon as I finish up chapter 17, then it's I've already started doing like the written edits for chapter 18, and I just have to get through to chapter 27. So, but it's moving a little faster. It's picking up the pace because it's kind of it's an exciting part of the book right now. So right now I'm right in the meat and guts of them going to Gaditha Labs when the bad guys are there. It's a lot of fun. I do like writing Ashcroft. He has a very haughty kind of persona that you just hate deeply. It's just great. So, do you guys have any other questions about Chance? Any other questions? Just, you know, his past, his history, his parents probably be involved in book 4 and play a big role, especially his mom. Because he doesn't really remember much about his parents except that it wasn't fun. He knows that they were addicts, drug addicts and stuff, and you know that's part of the car crash happened because they're high on drugs and arguing and fighting, and then bam, the dad was driving. He was told both parents died. That's a hint, by the way, in case I didn't make it obvious. Oh, is there a marriage coming? I thought about that. I toyed with that a little bit. I think it's too soon. I just feel it's too soon, and I don't know. I don't know exactly how book 4 is going to go yet. Like I have some general ideas. I will tell you another little teaser from book 3 because it's not a huge plot point or anything. But in the beginning of the book, like they're eating and they're having dinner and stuff, and he gets all kind of quiet and nervous and stuff, and she's like, "What is going on with you?" And he's like, "Well, I have to go out of town and stuff." He's actually, if you remember, and it's not talked about a lot in the other books, will be a big part of book 3. Her uncle, the one that she has left, Uncle Aaron, takes over Gregor's business. So Chance, because Aaron lives out in California, Chance flies to California to like discuss security measures and things like that, updates and things with Aaron. So he leaves for a couple days, and he asks her if she could watch his place while he's gone for a couple days. And then he's like, and maybe you could just not leave after that. Kind of cutely and nervously asks her to move in, and she balks. She does not know what the hell to say and says nothing. It's very awkward. And then she goes for a run with Nikki, and they're talking about it, and she's like, "Are you freaking crazy? Like, why would you not immediately say yes?" So I wanted to have real reasons and stuff too, which I do, because in her past, she has a very, very dark thing that happened in her past. You learn about in book 3. It makes her very leery of moving in and living with a person. She's always lived by herself ever since then. So, giving up her personal space, the fact that Chance has kind of been in love with her since they first met when she was just a teenager, um, like he had all those years to build up all these crazy fantasies about who she is, and now he wants to live with the real person with all her flaws, and she's nervous about that. So normal things that everyone is nervous about, I think. Yeah. So I try to make him as grounded and realistic as possible. It's cute though, because he is kind of like the little hopeless romantic that's now getting to explore that side of himself, and she is not. She is not. One of my favorite scenes I talked about with Emily is she's my sounding board, and I bounce ideas off her all the time. And we came up with this thought. We were like, wouldn't it be great if we had this like super romantic moment, and he was like this big huge grand gesture of his, and she just hated it. And that was the hotel scene in book 2, when he like fills the place with freaking candles, and she thinks it's on fire and busts down the door to save his life. And is then just pissed at him. It's just fun. That was a really fun scene to write. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. And yes, his tattoo. Yep. See, he has a history of big grand gestures. He's an extremely romantic person, but he's never got to use that side because he didn't give a crap about the girls that he dated. Not a single one of them. They were a means to the end, to an end. That's it. So he finally gets to like do all this awesome stuff that he's always wanted to do with the person he's always wanted to do it with. He goes a little nuts. It's okay. It's all right. He's very fun. Um, it's kind of cool how he's almost in some respects, especially with relationships, he's very naive, and almost like childlike wonder about everything to do with relationships, and but it meets up with this like brutish kind of intelligence that he has and practicality, and he's just like, well, I don't see how A connects to B, but I want it to. It's a lot. It's fun. It's fun. So I'm planning for my next live stream. I'm gonna do another character spotlight. I think I'm gonna have to make it Cohen. I have to make it Cohen. There are other main characters that I think are maybe possibly more important, especially in the first book, like Gregor and Ashcroft and stuff. But I really want to talk about Cohen, and as a special treat, if I have time, I will re-edit the my favorite Cohen scene, which no one else has seen except Emily, by the way, which is in book 3. So if I re-edit that Cohen scene, then I will share it on here. I think that'll be really cool. I love that scene with every fiber of my being. It's amazing and awesome. So definitely, though, you have to have read book 2 to understand the scene that I would share next week, because it's very important that you understand, especially what happened in the one of the robbers, the apartment that they break into, and then Cohen's grandfather's squad like finds them and holds them hostage. and Cohen's grandfather is there. It's very important to remember what happens in that scene. Big hint. So, uh, if you guys don't have any other chance questions, I'll wrap it up for today, and then I'll see you guys next week. I work the weekend. Yay! So much fun. And then I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So my plan is to do this on Tuesday. So Monday I can clean and do errands and all that stuff. And hopefully Kay will be back in school on Monday because they closed his school for COVID for this week. So I've been doing homeschooling. Yay. It's so much fun. And my awesome fiance did it Monday and Tuesday while I was working. And which is especially not fun on Tuesday since it was his birthday. He did not have the best birthday ever, but he did have a good birthday weekend, and I left him a pretty awesome card before I went to work, so that's cool. And then for my birthday, he got me this awesome eyeshadow palette that I am wearing today, which is by Sugar Pill, and it's amazing. Like, all their cosmetics are awesome. They're just not cheap. But good stuff really is. Oh, thank you, Joanne, for wishing me a happy birthday again. Yep, I'm a nice ripe old age of 42 now. It's pretty cool. Getting older kind of sucks, but it's okay. And then the following weekend, I get to go with my maid of honor, possibly my mom and my sister, if they're not too freaked out about the COVID stuff still. And Sierra, who's one of my bridesmaids, if she wants to go too. So that Saturday, not this coming Saturday, the next Saturday, I'm going up to the property where we hope to have our wedding next year to talk about stuff. So yay! So exciting stuff ahead. Let's see. Sierra said something. He got you makeup. How sweet. Oh, thank you. It was great to spend Saturday with you too. It was awesome. We had a great time. Yeah. Oh my God, you missed Gail though. It was hilarious. I'll just talk to you about that later. She's awesome. I love her. But yeah, he got me makeup. He asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I pulled up the website. I was like, I want this palette right here, this one. He's like, well, send me the link. And I'm like, here you go. That's it. But he did also get me a cool light up clipboard, a clipboard that has like a light at the top, and light up pens. So if I wanted to do book editing in the dark, I could. Which is very sweet. It is very sweet and thoughtful. It's cute. And he made me a card. He actually made it for me. He drew on it. I don't know if you guys can see it with this light. There it is. It's my little cupcake. And then he said, to a wonderful mother and the love of my life, hope you have a great day and enjoy your new colors. This is when he left me my palette, my eyeshadow palette. It's very sweet, and I keep that up on top of my desk. Yeah, see, I told you he's a sweet guy. Nobody knows, though. Shh, don't tell. He'll get mad. Shh. It's kind of like Chance. He doesn't want anyone else but Lily to know that he's sweet. So we'll wrap it up for today. Next week, Tuesday, I'm going to shoot for 1 o'clock. If I have to homeschool, though, it'll probably be 12 because Kay has 1 o'clock Zoom math meetings. And then I am going to be working hard on editing until then. And then so next live stream, Cohen. We'll talk about Cohen. So if you have questions, which I'm sure anyone would have tons of questions about him because he's kind of an enigma and I don't explain him completely all the time. Pretty much in any book, really, do I fully explain him. So questions about Cohen, if you have any. I'm going to try and clean up that scene from book 3 that features Cohen and Lilith. It's awesome, and I love it. And Sierra studying for her nursing test. Good luck. I know you got this, though. You don't need my luck. You'll do awesome. So until then, I will see you guys later. Get your questions in. If you have any other questions that you want answered to, not just about Cohen, feel free to leave them for me here, and I will write them down and answer them as best as I can next live stream. All right. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Here it's pretty much like London weather yet again. It's kind of dreary and overcast and stuff, but you know, perfect for book editing. So I'm going to be getting back to work. I got a K on his live stream for, or his video Zoom thing for math here shortly. Anyways, and enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I'll see you next Tuesday. Okay? Have a good one.